most intense, thrilling, electrifying sport on the planet. Mixed martial arts. You've been looking for the definitive podcast to call your new home to hear everything about it. The search is over. This is the MMAnomaly Show. No filter. Bringing you the hottest MMA breakdowns straight from the heart of the octagon. This show is all about MMA breakdowns. For fans, by fans. We're talking UFC, MMA, and the occasional big boxing match. We'll bring our unique take on how these fights are going to play out and who we think are the best bets. Welcome to the MMAnomaly Show. No filter. And now your hosts, Olin, a.k.a. MMAnomaly, and Emiliano, a.k.a. Jive Turkey Nano.
What is up, fight fans? Welcome back to another episode of the MMAnomaly Show, No Filter. I'm your host, Olin, a.k.a. MMAnomaly, and with me, as usual, is the co-host with the most. You know I'm talking about Jive Turkey Nano. Man, oh man, I have been in Japan for the last 8 or so days, and I am happy to be home. I'd be lying if I told you I wasn't feeling the post-Japan trip blues, but here we are. We're live. We're Jive, and I'm happy to see my brother here. How we doing, Nano?
Let's go. Great to have you back, my brother. Back on the U.S. soil. Great to hear all about the trip out there, man. I think the missus and I are fixing to head our way out there as well at some point in our lives. That's certainly a bucket lister. Love to hear it, my brother. But I'm doing great, man. It's another day in paradise, as we like to say around yonder. It's Thursday, Friday Junior, as we like to say as well. So the vibes are up. I'm ready to dive in, brother. We got a good fight night ahead of us. You got the fight nerd on. I got my Raiders for the NFL draft day. Big shout out there. We got our boy
Raiders.
Where you at? We got Beast Mode 2.0. I couldn't be happier. So I had to rock the Bo Jackson just to remind y'all, history will repeat itself. We got another future Hall of Famer in the first round. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I love it, man. And yeah, dude. It was chill vibes. It was a great trip, and I can't recommend it enough. It was a fantastic trip. I think everybody should go to Japan at least once in their life, God willing, inshallah, if you're able to. And if you go, if you're so inclined, if you're a Disney person, gotta check out Disney Sea Tokyo. It is otherworldly, man. It's just a bunch of different lands. And there's water connecting them. You can take a boat. You can take a little gondola. You can go to Agrabah. You can go underground and go to under the sea, to Ariel's land. There's a frozen area. It's nuts, bro. You can go to an Italy area. There's an American area. It genuinely feels like you're transported to another world. And of course, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Star Wars Celebration before we jump into things. I went to Japan because my significant other got us tickets to all 3 days of Star Wars Celebration. Shout out to Drew and crew and Miss Mary for pulling that off. And Shan, the man, Spider Shan. Dude, it was just a fantastic trip. I got to see Anakin Skywalker on stage. And of course, it's the 20th anniversary of Revenge of the Sith. So we're going to be going and watching that on Monday on the big screen again. I'm going to feel like a kid again. The fighting nerd glasses are not a front, guys. These are my real prescription glasses, and the only thing that's fake about them is the little white piece on the front, right? I am a nerd, and I am thrilled to be one, and I feel like in the year 2025, the nerds are thriving, man. We're thriving and jiving. So it was a fun trip. Tons of anime things. I picked this up locally. Dope little Dragon Ball shirt. There was another one I really wanted, but man. 90% of the clothing out there only comes in small and medium, and your boy just doesn't fit a medium these days. I'm somewhere between medium and large, and even then, the sleeves are kind of tight. So we're out here. Dude, yeah. And the food, my God, bless you, because God already blessed me, my friend, this last week with the food I ate. The best ramen I've ever had in my entire life. Wagyu to them is just beef. That's all they have. Everywhere I went, they didn't have beef. They just had Wagyu. So I was a very happy guy.
Oh,
And
God.
I mean, as if I couldn't be happier after my trip to Japan. We start the show. We're barely 5 minutes in. We already got Lethal Sugar in the chat. What's happening, savages? Brother, I'm feeling like one after spending the last week of my life in Japan and realizing how much of a savage we really are here in Japan, or in America. Jeez Louise, I'm all turned around. Oh, konnichiwa, folks. It's good to be back.
Sure. Let's go.
It's good to be back, man.
Great having you, Giga. Let's go.
And with that being said, folks, I'll stop gabbing about Japan and we'll jump into this damn card because it is a hell of a card. Hell, I might smoke my first cigarette in a decade on Saturday. Such a day for my guy, Carlos Prates. But we got to break down the card from the bottom to the top, folks. You know how we do here on the MMAnomaly Show. So let's start at the bottom, right? We have a women's bantamweight bout between Chelsea Chandler and Joselyn Edwards. Now, obviously, Chelsea Chandler was a meme-worthy fighter when she was running away from Norma Dumont. Great pictures, not a great fight. And Joselyn Edwards is somebody that's been a little bit up and down in her UFC tenure. She's somebody who has failed to impress me thus far, Nano. But I digress. Before I take all the meat off this bone to start the show, Nano, what are your thoughts on this opening women's bantamweight bout?
My man, I appreciate it, brother, as always. I think this will be a fun one to start off the card. It'll definitely be a good one. Set the tone. I don't think Chelsea Chandler will be running away from Joselyn Edwards, although La Pantera is certainly a tough opponent. She is the slight favorite and slightly younger opponent here at 29 years old for Joselyn Edwards, and no relation to Leon Edwards. I did Google it. If you're sitting there doing it, I'll save you some time. They are not related. But all jokes aside, Joselyn has a really good striking pedigree, and I think that will pose some problems for Chelsea Chandler. Both girls have some losses. They have some ups and downs in the UFC. That's what happens. But their girls will vest at this point. Even a Joselyn Edwards, who has a handful of fights in the UFC, hasn't even cracked 30 years old yet. So sky's the limit for her. I think she's continuing to get better, and I've just seen more of a striking prowess from Joselyn. So I got to lean that way, and I'm going to stay away from it from a bettor's perspective. One, it's the first fight of the night. Two, it's a bantamweight women's fight. It's always a toss up. It's almost a virtual pick 'em. Chelsea Chandler is a slight underdog, so I'm just going to stay away from it. And the fact that she's repping Stockton, repping the 209, shout out from Tracy. We out there. I just don't want to bet against her. So if you're listening and you are a sicko and you want to put some money on, maybe sprinkle it towards Joselyn Edwards' way. But I'm staying clear of this one. I'm just going to sit back and enjoy the first fight in 2 weeks. I know you're in Japan and you were in a different world, but there were no fights last Saturday. So we got we're a little backed up here. We're due, baby, for some violence. But I'll hand it back to my brother over here, the host with the most. Talk to me, my brother. How you feel about this first fight?
Brother, great breakdown. I've missed your breakdowns. I've missed your thoughts. And dude, I've missed American soil and American green, as it were. Manowitz, this is a fun fight. You said a couple of interesting things there. One, you're going to stay away from this from a betting perspective. And two, Chelsea Chandler trains out of Nate Diaz's Stockton Academy, or Nick Diaz's Stockton Academy, right? Now, the thing for me in this fight is, I don't know, man. Joselyn she's fun to watch when she's doing well, but she's primarily a striker with a vast Muay Thai base, decent volume, and kicks from range. Obviously, that's her strength. That's her wheelhouse, the long-range distance game. I've seen her struggle with grappling. Her grappling defense has been a bit of a liability, hovering just below 50% in her takedown defense, right? She struggles when opponents pressure with wrestling-heavy games. And, I mean, we saw what happened when Nate Diaz, I'm not surprised, motherfucker, came in there against a, Conor McGregor.
There's a little snake in the grass.
And here's the thing. I think we could possibly see another little bit of an upset here to start the show. It's a plus 245 bet on this one. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at it. I'm also not going to sprinkle a ton on this one. If anything, we might circle back to this and put like a fifth of a unit on it. But as of right now, I am leaning Chelsea Chandler in this bout. I think she has all the tools to get it done. But wishy-washy pass in the UFC. We've seen her get hit and literally run from opponents in the past in a Norma Dumont. And those long-range kicks are no freaking joke, man. She's gonna get hit. She makes herself pretty darn hittable inside of there. If you want a potential prop bet, maybe you bet the over here. It is minus 475 for a reason. You could even bet fight to go the distance. We'll look at those underdog betting odds at the end of the show. Otherwise, even the energetic in me is going to stay away from this one a little bit, Nano. So, with that being said, we move on into the next one. We have a featherweight bout between Timothy Cuamba and Roberto Romero. It is the battle of the young men. 26-year-old versus a 25-year-old. Of course, Timothy Cuamba being the slightly older gentleman. You've got his opponent standing at 5'7", him standing at 5'8", 70 inches versus 71 inches of reach. I mean, it's a virtually identical pick'em here. As far as the way that the fight is built out. If you ask Vegas, there's a slight underdog in Timothy Cuamba. Even their fighting records, right? Nano 8-3 versus 8-4. Like there's not a lot to really look after here in this card. And both men being, shy of 15 fights in their tenure don't really give you a ton of tape to study. Now, Mr. Twilight Timmy Cuamba is a beast. He either knocks you out or he takes you to a grindy, windy decision. But he is coming off of a 2-loss streak. And it's a bit of a tough one. Of course, those 2 losses were by way of decision both times, one unanimous, one split. And the man standing across from him is loss, win, loss in his last 3. So they both have a 3-2 running 5 here. I like El Charro Negro, Roberto Romero in this one. I don't know why. I think he probably goes out there and gets a submission. He's very slick on the mat. He can snatch up an arm if you give it to him. And I don't know why. I'm calling rear naked choke here. I'm going to say rear naked choke for Roberto Romero. Again, you can get him at minus 135 right now. It's damn near a pick 'em, minus 135 versus plus 114. I'm staying away from it, Nano. I like to sprinkle a little bit on a lot of bit, but we're going to be conservative with our money. We've had a couple of rough weeks in the last 3 weeks, or a few rough weeks, I should say. But we're still up 21 units on the year, so we'll take it. We're not down quite yet. We're just down for the last few weeks. We're going to build back up and continue building these bricks, folks. But before we talk about how we're going to build these bricks, Nano is going to break down this fight. Who you got, man? You got Timmy or you got Roberto?
Absolutely. Appreciate the handoff there, my brother. Smooth like butter as always. And I'll keep it short and sweet for y'all. I do got Roberto Romero. Partially because maybe that's my brother-in-law's, could be his cousin. I don't know. The Romeros are a big family. Shout out all them out there. We see you. He is coming out of Chihuahua. Chihuahuas. Quick shout out there as well.
Chihuahuas.
Come on, baby. But this is a tough one, right? I mean, both these fighters have 3 fights total in the UFC, and neither of them have won. So best thing about this is someone's going to get a victory in the UFC on Saturday. Got to appreciate that. Like you said, 26, 25 years old. I mean, man, young. The one thing that sticks out with Timmy here, and I mean, maybe he should start going by Tim at some point. He last weighed in at featherweight. He's 145, going up here to 155. That 10 pounds makes a big difference. I don't know about you, but every division is going to have its own complications, let's call it. So you're going up, you're finding potentially a bigger guy in El Charro, Roberto Romero, and he's a pressure fighter. He likes to walk his opponents down, willing to get one, eat one to get one. Has that kind of traditional boxing striking style, but then he does, like you said, have a good grappling, has some threats on the ground as well. So it could be either way. I think it's gonna be fireworks for as long as it lasts, but I will lean Roberto here, who's a slight favorite over Timmy Cuamba. But again, this can be fireworks for as long as it lasts. So that's how I'm feeling, man. I'm right there with you.
Oh man, we are hive minding at the start of the show, and I mean, I'm loving to see it, or at least we're hive minding on kind of where the betting is going, right? A little bit of a disagreement to start, but that's okay. There's a reason I'm not betting on the chick out of Diaz Academy here. With that being said, we go back into the women's division here. This time, a women's strawweight bout between Jacqueline, Amorim, and Polyana, Viana. This is definitely going to be a looker's delight as far as fights go. Polyana, Viana, I'm a big fan of hers because she's a big fan of Naruto, and she's also a big fan of fighting. And I mean, if you've ever watched Naruto, I mean, you might recognize that Anbu Black Ops symbol. So, with that being said, folks, I am not betting on this one because Polyana Viana is a huge underdog. She's plus 600. I might be able to be talked into betting on her if maybe like Dix Insider or Lethal Sugar want to talk me into it. I'm all ears, boys. I'm all ears. With that being said, this is a bit of an all Brazilian strawweight showdown, right? It's a tough straw to break here in the strawweight division. It's a killer be killed style as far as Polyana Viana, what she brings in, versus a very grappling heavy style in the grappling phenom, Jacqueline Amorim. Viana, typically known for her aggressive striking, somewhat slick submissions, but against someone like Jacqueline Amorim, she's going to be leaving herself very open defensively, in my opinion, and that could be a very dangerous game against a high-level grappler like Amorim. Jackie is a decorated jiu-jitsu world champion, still rounding out her MMA game, but once she gets her hand on you, it is a matter of time. It's not a matter of if, it is a matter of when, folks. The key here, or rather the question here, is whether Viana can keep it standing and use her range to her advantage. If she can hurt Amorim before it hits the mat, or if it goes to the ground early, right? Because those are going to play out very, very differently based on what happens. If it goes to the ground early while they're dry, Amorim is probably going to look to sync up a very quick early submission here. I could even see it being something like early level jiu-jitsu, like a key lock submission or an RNC. Or she could start to get pieced up on her feet. We've seen her not like getting hit in the past. And at plus 600, I'm a bit tempted to bet on our girl Polyana Viana, even if it's just a fifth of a unit. A fifth of a unit wins you just under a unit and a half back, folks, at that plus 600 rate. So to put that into perspective, you put $50 on her, that's $350 back. If $50 are your units, you put 10 on her, you get 70 back. Not bad, folks. Not bad. Something to think about for sure. Talk me off the ledge here, folks. Nano, what are you thinking?
I got you, brother. This is a tough one, right? A fun one. Definitely a fun fight. But I am fans of both these fighters here. Both these women are absolute badasses. So it's hard for me to bet against either one, which is why I probably will stay away from it. And like you said, I mean, Jacqueline is the heavy favorite. And frankly, I think it is for a proper reason. I think it is just for her to be that big of a dog, because that's basically all she's done since she's been in the octagon. I mean, she does have that one blemish in her career. It was her UFC debut. And she lost against a Sam Hughes, who's tough as nails, right? We know that. We know that. But
we know that. Fucking Sam Page.
Fucking Sam Page. You know this. So she edged out the victory over her, and she was young in her career. And now she's blossoming at 29 years old on a 3-fight win streak, and they're all by finish. You mentioned, the ground game is vicious. She has a couple arm bars back to back. She might be trying to go for that 3-peat, right? It could definitely happen, but I love me some Polyana Viana. I mean, hey, if you want to bet on an underdog, a dog with her back against the wall, gonna channel some of that, some of that anime kind of synergy. Some, I'm blanking on the name, but because again, she's on back-to-back losses. I mean, she's been training with Alex Bejeda, and iron sharpens iron. We always know this, but at 32 years old, I'm trying to picture how much more of the, how much more she could add to her game at this point. And it's hard to develop that kind of dominant, like wrestling defense or grappling pedigree. It's like when you're going against someone that's just has that in the bag, you almost have to concede or really just hope you could start her early on. And again, at this point in her career for Polyana, I'm rooting for someone that I'm we'll always watch her fights. Man, she's going up against a savage. She's going up against someone that's on the rise, this young up-and-coming star, represent American top team in Jacqueline Amorim. So I'm going with Jackie here. No surprise. But I'm excited for a good fight. I think Polyana will shock the world a little bit here because those odds are a little disrespectful. Come on, Vegas. Get it together.
Those odds are definitely disrespectful, my friend. And as Drew said, marry me, Polyana Viana. Things you love
Shoot
to
or
see.
shoot. I love it. Way to go,
Things
Drew.
you love to see. Let's go. Get it, Drew. Get it. Man, this is a fun fight. This is a hell of a fun fight. But you know what else is a fun fight? This next one. And it's taking place in the men's bantamweight division. It is a bout, of course, between South Africa's very own Cameron Saaiman coming in against Malcolm Wellmaker, who, I mean, with all due respect, sitting at 8-0, should probably look to legally change his last name to Unwellmaker, right? I mean, he goes out there and makes people genuinely unwell. 4 wins by knockout, 2 wins by submission, 2 wins by decision. He can get it done any which where it goes, folks. The man is a beast. But hey, I digress. Can we not say the same exact thing about the man standing across from him on Saturday evening in Cameron Saaiman, back before we saw him eat the L against C-Rod Christian Rodriguez? And since then, there was a bit of a path that was laid forth to beat the young man in Cameron Saaiman. And we saw Peyton Talbot go out there and exploit the same exact map. The treasure map, if you will. Call him Monkey D. Luffy because he found the one piece to get that puzzle done. Making jokes all night, folks. Look, I don't want to take all the meat off this bone. I feel like I took the lead on that last one. So I'll let you take the lead as I pour up our first shot of the show of the night. Nano, do you think Cameron Saaiman jumps back on the saddle and gets back into the win column? Or do you think we see the young South African struggle further against Malcolm, the machine, Wellmaker?
Oh, man. It's a tough one, right? It's a tough one. I am rooting for Cameron Saaiman. Saaiman says that he's going to get over the hump, man. That's what I think. That's what Jive Turkey Nano's saying, and that's what Saaiman says as well here for Cameron. I'm rooting for him for a few reasons here. Excuse me. Can't get a little tongue twisted. Just to start off, I mean, I know what I'm getting with Cameron Saaiman. I mean, yeah, he had a tough run of things with, his most recent loss to Peyton Talbot about a year ago. And then before that, a tough decision loss to Christian Rodriguez. But prior to that, he was out here knocking out a Terrence Michel, right? Good old-fashioned ground and pound. Again, still only 24 years young, so he's doing all this, and he's still not even fully developed into his own body yet, right? He's still getting better. And I think he'll be able to use that UFC experience to his benefit against someone that kind of matches up in terms of length and skill set-wise with the Terrence Michel. So I think he'll be able to find a way to get it done. Malcolm Wellmaker, Damachi, repping Augusta, Georgia. Shout out Augusta, shout out the Masters. That's a golf reference there for those that know. But, he's 30 years old and making his UFC debut. He did have his debut in the Dana White Contender Series, and it was a very flashy knockout. And when you turn on the tape or the highlight film of Malcolm Wellmaker, well, it makes him look good, right? To use his last name there against him a little bit. He's special. He has some good power. I have to see it to believe it. That's my only thing. If he goes out there and he starches a Cameron Saaiman, then, call me the Shrek soundtrack because I'm a believer. Okay. Then I saw his face. I believe. I believe. I'm a believer. Sorry.
That's a face.
I'm a believer.
Out of my mind.
I'm in love. Yep.
All right. It's good. Right back.
We're
right back, Shrek.
We're back.
What the Shrek?
To you, my brother. Get me out of here. But hey, if you know us, we had to find our way to some tunes and some karaoke action somehow, some way.
One thing you got to know: we're gonna sing.
But I'm rocking with Cameron, man. I think he's gonna find a way to get it done. Are we in the same boat here? Are we two peas in a pod? Talk to the people.
I mean, as you pour that shot up, man. Look, as we said, Cameron Saaiman is returning to the octagon, looking to bounce back with that trademark high-paced, striking, heavy style against UFC newcomer Malcolm Wellmaker. Saaiman, South Africa's own, he's a prospect. He's a former kickboxing standout, explosive combos, solid cardio, gritty mindset. But I said it before. He's shown a little bit of vulnerability in his past, right? Most specifically to pressure and grappling. Wellmaker, though, stepping in with a perfect record. Again, we've seen this story. But he's a powerful bantamweight. He's got heavy hands and a heavy wrestling base. He's yet to be tested at the UFC level, though. So this is a story we haven't seen unfold for the young man yet. Fight boils down to experience and potential. Saaiman's probably going to look to set the tempo early, going to look to set the pace and volume, and just really showcase his movement. I think the footwork is probably going to be a big differentiator for Saaiman here. While Wellmaker's going to have to work to struggle. He's going to have to work and hopefully not struggle to close that distance against a Cameron Saaiman. If Wellmaker is able to get it to the ground, it could be a tough night. He is a machine, right? But I'm going with Saaiman here. I like Saaiman to get this done. And this is a true to heart pick 'em. -102 versus -118. Yeah, this might be a fun one for a little 2-leg parlay. We might jump into that later. But as of right now, I got no skrill on this one. Just gonna enjoy this one from a fan perspective as of right now. And like you said, be rooting for Cameron Saaiman. I want to see him bounce back. The kid looked very promising, and it sucked to watch him lose at International Fight Week. So we hope to see him bounce back, and as we hope to see him bounce back, folks, as we like to do on the show, cheers to us. Cheers to you. Cheers to things that are old and things that are new, like this shot glass next to me, and the memories that I brought back with from Japan. I hope you all make some incredible memories this year, and I hope you've already smashed that like button and poured something up to cheer. Cheers, folks, to you and to us.
Salute. Appreciate y'all.
Drinking out of a wooden shot glass is definitely interesting.
Nice. A little texture, a little oak finish there. A little bamboo finish.
Extra woody finish. Yeah, man, this is going to be a fun fight. Speaking of fun fights, card's full of them, which is why we're going to jump into another one now that's taking place. You guessed it, in the same weight class, the bantamweight division, between DeMonster Blackshear. You might remember him as the young man who pulled off a twister in recent years in the octagon. I mean, the dude's an absolute monster, which is why his nickname is DeMonster. And he's coming in against Alatengheili. Fun name to say. 17-9-2 fighter. I mean, this is a very, very interesting fight on paper. I've gone back and forth on this one, but honestly, Nano, I'm going to keep this short. This might be the shortest breakdown I have of the entire card. All right? I'm going to leave it at this. Blackshear has a decent reach advantage here. Okay? He's got 5.5 inches. 5.5 inches is a lot for somebody that knows how to use it. And Damon knows how to use it not only on his feet, but also on the mat. I think he's going to look to wrap those long, lanky limbs around his opponent, and it's just going to be a tough night until the lights go out in Georgia, or at least Kansas City. So give me Damon Blackshear in this one. I think he gets it done inside the distance. As of right now, he's -520. If you think he gets it done inside the distance, you can actually pick that up right now at a +130. +130.
Not bad.
Might have to sprinkle a half unit on that before we finish this conversation. Nano, tell me if I'm drinking the crazy juice here or if I'm just drinking the confidence juice. What's your mind telling you?
Nah, man. I think I'm with you. I think I'm with Lethal here. I'm sipping the Kool-Aid. I'm with the monster. You know,
Lethal is also sipping the Kool-Aid, and I mean, my goodness, Lethal sugar. I know that Kool-Aid's got extra sugar in it. My fucking guy. Let's get it.
I do declare. And I was thinking, I was like, Damon, man, what? Why does this seem so fresh on the membrane? And my brother, he fought 4 weeks ago. This guy fought a month ago. Damon is the monster. This guy is out, boogeyman, coming out to play again. That's something I love to see. You know, that is somebody that is up and at him, man. He's trying to make a name for himself out here. So with that being said, it's hard for me to bet against him. He has all the tools.
You know how long I've been waiting for this? Woo, I'm about to make a name for myself here.
Hey, man, you know what? Damon ain't going to make the people wait too long for him. He said, I know I was just here a month ago, but you don't have to wait too long for me. I'm coming right back in there, baby. Against the Mongolian Knight, the man with one name. And I'm not talking about Cher. I'm not talking about Drake. I'm not talking about
Let's get it.
anyone else. LeBron. I'm talking about Alatengheili. Okay, the Mongolian Knight. And he's repping Scottsdale. That does pain my soul a little bit once I read that to bet against him. But he certainly will put on a good show. I think the under is a game, though. I mean, every time this guy loses, he lost to El Guapo not too long ago, about a year and a half. Chris Gutierrez by unanimous decision. Dude's a beater, but if he's going to lose, it's probably going to be because Damon is probably going to grapple with him, maybe find a nice slick submission of some sort. That's my guess. But I'm just a jab turkey over here. I'm going to hand it back to the the fighting nerd himself. MMAnomaly, fresh off his global tour. Talk to the people, man. How are you feeling? Well, sounds like we both are on the monster, but do we think a submission is? It sounds like I think we're all in agreement within the distance, right? I think that's
inside the distance for Damon. I think. Look, I mean, Disney already had a song that sounded similar, but I'm just gonna take it and riff here. Mongolian Knight is gonna lose the fight. You should bet on Damon inside the distance. Don't be scared. No, seriously, I think Damon's going to get it done. I think he's probably going to get a submission, which if you're feeling super bold, maybe you just throw it straight submission. You can get that, by the way. Let me tell you right now. Let's see here. Damon by submission is plus 165. Yeah, I'm going to strongly advise against that. Because look, 165 versus 130, you're talking apples to oranges or pennies in the wishing well difference there. Yeah, just take them inside the distance, folks. That's what I'm doing. And look, this is not betting advice. This is just a fun YouTube show. This is just a fun podcast. I don't give betting advice. I give life advice. Right. My advice is don't bet unless you're wholeheartedly planning on burning that money in a dumpster fire, or you're able to burn that money in a dumpster fire. But if you want and you can burn that money in a dumpster fire, do it. Have some fun. Plus 130. Sounds good. Nano, what are you thinking? Half unit, full unit?
Ooh.
How bullish are we on this?
I mean, if we're going to be lining dumpsters on fire, you might as well go full uni, right? Go big or go home. That's what we do around here. Come on, y'all.
Let's go.
We got conviction.
Let's go.
Lethal Sugar had the cosign. That's all I needed to see.
Let's go.
I'm pulling out second loan in the house. Let's do it. No, okay.
We also already put 2 units on Carlos Prates. Spoiler alert. But by the end of the show, it might be 4. We'll see how it plays out, folks. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and do 1 unit on Damon Blackshear inside the distance. Of course, if you're using DraftKings Sportsbooks, you can find that in the method of victory double chance tab, and it'll be classified as Damon Blackshear to win by KO, TKO, DQ, or submission. Again, to put it into perspective, $50 would turn into 115. So with that being said, we are going to go ahead and move on into the next one, which is a bout taking place in the men's featherweight division between Chris Gutierrez and John Castaneda. I'm going to let my guy Nano take the lead on this one. Tell the people who is going to win this and how. But before you do, shout out real quick to the legend in the chat, Lane. Olin and Nano, big ups. Big ups to you, Lane. I hope you've had a great week so far. And man, Japan was fun. It's good to be back on the pod and in front of all you lovely people in the chat. Hope you're having a great night. Hope you're drinking something lovely with us tonight.
Absolutely.
Nano, give us your thoughts, brother.
Shyamalan, love to have you as always. This is a fun one, y'all. This is a fun one. Another virtual pick'em. DraftKings just can't, or Vegas in general, just can't make their minds up this week on who's who. But I know, y'all. Look no further. Okay, I know you got Sexy Mexi on one side, but you got to go to the man with the equally cool nickname, and El Guapo, Chris Gutierrez, okay? You asked, I will tell. I am going with Chris Gutierrez here. That is my pick. How you say? By decision. More specifically, with the leg kicks. Even more specifically, that Muay Thai pedigree. That Chris Gutierrez, when he is at his best, is moving and flowing like water, okay? I don't have the Bruce Lee picture behind me. I'm realizing I forgot to put that up. That's on me. He's right over there, but let it be known that you need to move and groove, okay? And that is Chris Gutierrez is going to do come Saturday night. But why I think it is a virtual pick'em is because John Castaneda, a.k.a. Sexy Mexi, is going to have something to say about that, okay? He is not going to let Chris Gutierrez be moving and chucking and jiving like he's a little bachata dancer. No, he's going to tell him, hold your horses. I'm going to take you to the ground, and I'm going to wrestle you and give you the anaconda squeeze. Because Sexy Mexi knows how to mix him up really well. He's got that wrestling game to his advantage. If he finds a way to deploy it, it's going to be a rough night for my guy, Chris Gutierrez. But like Lethal Sugar, I think we're both in agreement, my brother. I love what you're saying today. We need to see 2022. We need to see Chris Gutierrez. We need to see that. You see him rewind the clock a little bit, okay? We saw Dominic Reyes do it recently. Why can't El Guapo do that? That's what we need to see. I think the best is yet to come for our boy. He's fighting an elevation coming in from Denver, Colorado. What more do I need to say, my brother? Kick me off the high horse. Are you with me? Are you riding with the people? Or are you going with the Sexy Maxi?
Man, oh man, oh man. You always leave us with such great analysis. Are we in the same boat though? Look, 21-6 versus 21-7. It's a virtually identical pick'em, right? These guys are very, very evenly matched and very, very well matched. This is one in which I think the matchmakers both deserve a 50K bonus themselves, right? Like they've done a great fucking job with this one. Let's just call a spade a spade. Now, when it comes to how I feel, I mean, look, let's just call a spade here, Nano. This is something that promises to be a high-level tactical striker's delight, right? It is going to be a striker's affair for damn sure. Gutierrez is a slick veteran of a technician with some of the best leg kicks in the division. He's patient. He's calculated. Excels at breaking opponents down over 3 rounds. On the other side, Castaneda is more of a gritty pressure fighter, solid boxing, nice footwork, and knows how to use the distance. Nice crispy jab as well, if I might say so myself. And also a little bit of underrated grappling, right? Nano, he's tough as nails, thrives in chaos, which could force Gutierrez to fight at a higher pace than he's comfortable with. Key to this one is going to be the range and rhythm. If Gutierrez can actually manage distance here and chip away with those kicks I mentioned earlier, it's his fight to lose. But if Castaneda can close the gap and dirty it up, for lack of better words, test Gutierrez's takedown defense, test that chin with that jab, and start to drop the guard with body shots, he could swing this into a dogfight. It's a classic clash of chaos versus control. Give me the control, baby. Bit of a control freak myself. So I'm with you. Give me Chris Gutierrez here. I think the veteran gets it done. I like Castaneda a lot. I do think he's a bit of a dog, but I like Castaneda. I mean, I like Gutierrez a little bit more, and so does Vegas, right? There's a reason for that. He's a minus 155, which is not crazy bad odds. So we're going to go ahead and put a unit on him. I'm feeling confident in this one. Again, the leg kicks of Chris Gutierrez, I think, are really going to pay dividends in this fight. He's going to start throwing them early and often, and I think he's going to separate himself from the rest of the pack here, Nano. Yeah. I'm telling myself, any of these fights that we're really in unison on, I'm throwing a unit on them. We're bouncing back. Chris Gutierrez, 1 unit, money line. Let's fucking go.
Go. Say less. Let's do it. You know the vibes.
And with that being said, Nano, it's time to take a trip into the lightweight division. We're going to slightly bigger boys here. We've been talking about the bantamweights, the flyweights, and the featherweights of the world. It's time to move into the freaking lightweight division, my boy. We're talking about Evan Elder, who's a bit younger, right? He's a younger Elder. He's 28 years old. Coming in against Gage Young. That's right, folks. It is the Elder versus the Young. The matchmakers were bored in the office. They maybe had a little bit too much fun with this. Young versus Elder. 9 out of 10 times I'm going to pick the Elder. You already know that about me because I am your Elder. And and most of the people in the chat likely. So, Nano, I mean, without me giving any kind of breakdown first, I'll give you a little hint. I am leading the elder in this elder versus younger fight. Am I taking crazy pills here with the 9-2 versus 9-2 young men?
No, you're not done crazy. I agree. I do like the, and I'm going against my own word here. I usually like the young. Okay, I usually like my young. I caught myself there. I usually like my young fighters, my younger fighters. Okay, had to choose my words wisely. Okay, almost got ahead of myself. But I like the Phenom. I like the Phenom. I like Sir Elder. I like Sir Evan Elder here in this one a lot. I think his style, I think his violence, his willingness to take a fight on 4 days' notice previously, go out there, take care of business. I like what I'm seeing from this boy repping Deerfield Beach, Florida. They're built different out there in Florida, and I think Evan Elder, the Phenom, is going to continue to be phenomenal. So I'm with you, brother. I think we are going to have to ride the Elder train to this. Going to have some elderberry this weekend, I guess.
Elderberry, indeed. Elderberry does help prevent you from getting sick and make you feel better when you are sick.
I should get some more often then.
It's not bad. They make the little gummies at Costco. They're pretty fantastic. Usually take them after trips and before trips. We're not sponsored by Elderberry. And we're also not sponsored by Evan Elder, who I am going to tell you right freaking now, I think he gets it done. Okay. He's stepping into this matchup as, I mean, he's not necessarily the more experienced fighter, but I feel like he's fought the better guys. A durable, crispy boxing style with solid defensive wrestling. He's gone toe-to-toe with tough competition. He's shown he can go into the deep waters. Gage Young, meanwhile, promising up-and-comer, fast hands, good movement, a knack for mixing in the takedowns, and dare I say, mixing the martial arts, right? But this is a serious step up in competition for him. Elder's composure under fire and ability to get through adversity could be the deciding factor here, right? If Young can't get Elder down or keep him there, it's going to be a long night for the boy. I personally think Elder is going to keep this fight on the feet, keep it gritty, keep it honest, and probably get it done. If I had to guess how he's going to get it done, gosh, I'd probably say decision. Yeah, I feel like Elder probably gets it done by decision. And if you felt so inclined to bet on Elder by decision, let's see what those odds look like. Oh, fuck, you can't even get those at plus odds. Vegas has that at minus 110. So, I mean, folks, I'm obviously onto something here. I think Evan Elder by decision is probably the move. And, Nano, I'm happy to hear you going for the Elder for a change. It's nice to see.
You know, every Elder can have their day, you know, and it will be Evan's day come Saturday, I believe. But maybe we could change their mind, you know. I'm not naive to change.
Man. The next fight is one that I'm trying to prolong getting to. I told myself I would do a shot if and when this guy ever fought again, and here we are. He retired. And again, I say, here we are. His name is Matt Danger Schnell, and he fights at the flyweight division. He's coming in against Quick Jimmy Flick. Son of a fucking bitch. This is going to be a tough fight. I have a signed card by that guy right there. I'm switching back to the American stuff. We're biting the bullet, as it were, because that's what Matt Schnell did. He bit the bullet and decided to come back. He said he had more fight left in him and he had to get at least one more out. And he asked the UFC for another fight. And so they did it. They gave him another fight. Nano, I don't know what to think of this one. I'll be honest with you. I know I'm thinking with my heart and not my head. And man, if you look at the odds on this one, right? They got Matt Schnell as a favorite. I almost feel like Vegas is fucking with me here.
Boy, they're tempting you.
I'm tempted to put 5 units on this guy. He's a favorite. It's been a long time since he's been a favorite. And you got to think he knows this is the last one. So with that being said, Nano, let's cheers it up. And let's do this breakdown, man. It's going to hurt. It's going to hurt. This is the other Japan shot glass I got. I had to do it. We were on Mount Fuji. Beautiful, majestic view, folks. My gosh. And with that, I say cheers to you all for being here. There's 31 of you at this exact moment in time. We hope to see that number grow in the next 20 minutes because we're all about keeping on going and keeping on growing. And folks, just like I just said, I got to see some beautiful things already this year. So all that I hope is that each and every one of you get to see and do something beautiful this year as well. So cheers to that. And cheers to you, Raider Oso. Let's go.
Oso, go Raiders. Salud.
Raiders.
Genty baby. Let's go.
We out here, baby. And since you're in the chat right now, baby, let us know. Let us know. Who are you excited about who the Raiders have gotten so far? Do you look forward to seeing who else they get? I'm assuming the draft is still going, right?
It'll keep going tomorrow. Just one round a day. But
Gotcha. They do the each round daily. Gotcha. Yep. So if that's the case, then are you excited with the Raiders' first round pick? And who do you hope they pick up in round 2? Let me know in the comments, my friend. Nano, while he's typing that up, I need you to tell me, am I eating crazy pills? Am I drinking the crazy Kool-Aid here? Because I'm wanting to really bet the mortgage on Matt Schnell, bro.
Yeah, I mean, well, like his name suggests, there's a little danger there. Okay,
danger,
Schnell, man. I like it. I would sprinkle a little bit on Schnelly. That's our boy, right? How do you not? Because I do think this is a winnable matchup. Now the odds are a little lopsided to me. That would maybe give me a little false hope in a way because, yeah, minus 295 on Tapology, anywhere in that ballpark. We've been seeing a lot of near evens or virtual pick'ems. Vegas is pretty definitive that Matt's going to go out there and hopefully go out on his high horse, or maybe it's a second wind. I'd be curious. I don't keep up with him on the Instas, on the social medias, so I don't know if maybe there's more that can be told there. But I think this is a perfect matchup with the Jimmy Flick, aka the Brick. The dude is a dog, but they're both in the same ballpark, both on the back nine. To continue to use my golf references. So that's what we need to be seeing. Okay, don't be feeding Matt Schnell these young up and comers that are just lead in their freaking hands. Let's go ahead and let's get him a good layup. Let's get a good even matchup with them, and let's put on a good show. And maybe that's his mindset. Maybe he thinks he's gonna go make a second run. I guess he still could at 35. I mean, shoot, you see guys finding in their 40s now. So maybe he just needed a little break. But even that, right? I mean, you announced you're retired, and then, 7 months, you're right back in there after that loss. I mean, if I know anything, I think just being a competitor, he probably just wants to wipe that taste out of his mouth. And I think this is a really, really good opportunity, if not the best opportunity a Matt Schnell is going to get, if not now, then ever, to go out there and be victorious once again. So I'm rooting for it. I think it is plausible. I think it can and most likely will happen, but you never know, right? And Jimmy Flick, he can flick you. He can flick you around, and he's versatile, and he's got some really, really strong submission threats. So Matt's gonna have to fight a good, honest fight for 15 minutes, or as long as it lasts.
The good thing about Matt Schnell is he can always put in a good fight, right? The dude is an absolute beast of a human tank. I love Schnell. And I don't know if you guys have been following him quite as long as I have. Not trying to flex here, but I've been watching this guy since MTV Caged. Before he made it into the UFC, back when he was training in Bossier City, Louisiana, and his coach got arrested for murder, and he had to take over ownership of the gym at 18 years old while on this reality show for MTV, while training for a fight. And he still pulled it off. The dude's an absolute beast. I love this kid. He's just heart for days, but heart doesn't win fights alone, right? It's a good thing that's not always bringing to the cage. Before I jump into that, Raider also said, let's give my boy Will Johnson
Got to. Cornerback out of Michigan. Let's get him.
Let's get him. Let's get him. Sign him. Sign him up. Let's get him. Love that call out. Back to Matt Schnell real quick, though. This guy, as you said, danger. My God, he's got danger written all the fuck over him, Nano. I love it. I absolutely love this fight. I think it's a great sign off for him. Jimmy the Brick Flick, quick Jimmy Flick. It's two flyweights that don't play it safe here, right? Two guys that are down to go out on their shield or on their sword. Schnell brings high speed combinations, sharp footwork. I love the way that Schnell leaves that hand kind of dangling down, old style. And then he just launches that shit forward. It's nasty, bro. I like watching his boxing. Don't like it when I see him get knocked out, obviously. But look, I can't talk about the Matt Schnell persona, the Matt Schnell career, the Matt Schnell name, Nano, without bringing up that Sumudaerji fight. I mean, if like, you know I talk crap about boxing all the time, not because I dislike boxing, but because it's dangerous. In boxing, you can get knocked down up to 3 times every round, and the fight will go on. In MMA, they don't give you a 10 count. You get knocked the fuck down like that, and you don't respond for 2 seconds, that fight's over. I watched Matt Schnell get knocked down. I remember counting 6 times in that Sumudaerji fight. I think 4 of them were in 1 round. And they were not pretty knockdowns. Like, brother, it was freaking bad. Like, throw the damn towel. Rocky moments. But I digress, Nano. I don't know if you even remember how that fight ended. But I'll tell you, it was a beautiful one. It was a limp Sumudaerji body on top of a bloodied Matt Schnell. And Matt Schnell looking up, licking blood, saying 50 G's. Bro, like, that's what he does. He is a Louisiana brawler. I know I'm betting with my heart on this one. But Vegas is telling me I'm right at minus 180. So, no, I got to do 4 units on it. I almost feel like 5 because 5 is a lucky number.
I like 5. It's my favorite number. Not a bad idea.
If 5 is your favorite number, then I love that. I love that. So again, folks, if you're playing with $50 units, $250 would get you 388.88, which feels kind of lucky in itself. So, yeah, we're gonna do it. We're just gonna do it, folks. I'm feeling very good about it. I feel good about it. I know I'm right about it. No. We're locking it in. By the end of this show, I don't know, man. I might end up putting 10 units on Matt Danger Schnell. Somebody sound the alarm. We're fucking getting crazy here tonight. And with that being said, I gotta call out the other man in the chat here. Crossover MMA.
Hey. Crossed over. What
My guy, the man, the myth, the legend. It's been too long, my friend. It has been too long. I can't wait to do another show with you. We actually got to do a show right before I headed off to Japan. So, man, glad to see you in the chat and hope you had a great workout today because I know you got it in at the gym, baby. I know it. Every day. Every day is gym day. Actually, I'm not asking if you worked out. Tell us, what muscle group did you work out today, Crossover? Tell the people. They're dying to know. Yeah, we're doing it. We're doing it. I wish Schnell was dog of the week, but Schnell is actually not an underdog. Schnell is not an underdog, Crossover. I wish. Is he an underdog by accident? Because I will fucking take advantage of that. Did Lee mess this up? He's a minus 180 right now. Either way, it's Matt Schnell till the day I die, baby. And with that being said, Nano, as I said, it is time. It's time.
It's time
To jump into the main card, folks. It is a middleweight bout starting us off between Ikram Aliskerov coming in against Andre Muniz. Nano, tell the people how you feel about this fight for both men. Do you have a dog in this one? Because there is a pretty heavy favorite. And with that, I feel like I might be staying away from this from a betting standpoint.
Yeah, I believe so. And I'm leaning with the heavy favorite. I don't have a reason to bet against the Andre Sergipano Muniz. He's gone out and he has shown a little bit of everything in the octagon at this point, right? He has some wins, he has some losses, right? Losses to our boy BA, Brandon Allen, all in, and also Paul Craig. So outside of that, but outside of that, man, he's been able to get the job done. He's durable. He's smart, and he has that crazy ground game that just people don't even want to mess around with him when it gets to the floor. But, Ikram Aliskerov, has been pretty solid. I mean, his really only blemish was that knockout loss to Robert Whittaker. And outside of that, I mean, he's proven to have quite a prowess on the striking. A couple of knockouts. He is the betting underdog, but 95% of people believe in Tapology think that Aliskerov's going to win, and probably by a knockout. That's substantial. I don't think I've heard how often. I know you like looking at these predictions here. How often do you see a 95% of the community think he's going to win, but Vegas thinks Muniz is going to win, and it's a heavy favorite even? Let's someone look on DraftKings. That just throws my head in a pretzel, my brother, if I'm being honest with you. So definitely staying away from it from a bettor's perspective. But what are we missing here, my guy? Talk to the people, man. I am leaning on Andre Muniz here, but should I not be surprised if Ikram gets a knockout? Should we hedge it? We're talking hedgeronis? What are we doing here? What's the play?
I'll be honest, man. I don't see the dream. I don't see the line to victory for Muniz.
I'm wrong. Ikram is the betting favorite. I'm wrong.
Yeah, I don't see the. Yeah. Do you think Muniz gets this done at all?
I definitely.
Or are you leaning?
Wrong. No, that's why I was surprised. I was like, I'm surprised Muniz is the betting favorite here. So everything I just said, throw it out and crumble it into the trash, ladies and gentlemen. You got to go with Ikram here. I mean, the dude has knockout power. Like, and
look at his only two losses. That's the only thing I'll say about this entire fight. That's my down on the fight. If you want to know who you should bet on, look at the only two people the man's lost to. I'll let Nano tell you.
I mean, the only one of relevance, yeah, it's Robert Whittaker, right? And then before that,
the only one of relevance. I mean, before he made it to the UFC, he's only lost to one person. You might know him.
Oh,
Khamzat Chimaev.
That is relevant. Yeah, that was way back when. I had to scroll even farther down. Good gracious. I forgot. Yeah, that is literally his only blemishes in his whole career. So that's what I'm saying. Like, he hasn't lost to scrubs.
And by the way, like he's fought beasts. The only issue I have with him is the number of canceled bouts, right? Since being signed to the UFC, all the way back in 2023 when he fought Phil Haas on May 6th, the guy has just had a slew of canceled fights, right? So again, he fought Phil Haas, Worley Alves, and won both of those. Then he fought Robert Whittaker and got knocked out in the first round in a very similar vein to the way that he got knocked out against Khamzat Chimaev. In those same time span that he had those three bouts, he's had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 canceled bouts. That's worrisome for me. By the way, one of those canceled bouts was against Andre Muniz, supposed to take place all the way back in February 1st. So, tough. That being said, I mean, I still got to go with my guy. You know what I'm saying? Because as a wise man once said,
you can have Harden, you can have a pardon, you can get a garden. Lakers in 5.
Give me Ikram in 3. You know what I'm saying?
There you go. Yeah,
Ikram in 3 all day. But I'm not betting on this fight. Again, minus 485. Those are steep odds for your boy. Those are steep odds. I don't like those odds. I will tell you one, though, that I do like. We got our guy, fan of the podcast. He's joined a couple of the live streams in the chat, and we got to meet him in person last year at International Fight Week. Shout out to the man, the myth, the legend, Randy Rude Boy Brown coming in against Nicolas Danish Dynamite Dalby. I'm actually a Nicolas Dalby fan as well, so this pains me to say it, but look, unless we're in Brazil and fighting a Brazilian, I'm not going to bet Nicolas Dalby. We're going Randy Rude Boy Brown. Even the fights he's lost, he was winning them up until the moment he lost. No. And with all due respect, I think in that last fight, right? That last fight against Brian Battle, Pooh Bear, the Butcher. I thought he was winning that fight, man. And I actually, I'll die on that hill. I actually thought he won that fight. I thought he won 2 out of 3 rounds. But I digress. We're not here to talk about that fight. We're here to talk about this fight. We're going to talk about Randy Rude Boy Brown against Nicolas Dalby. Nicolas Dalby, a man who brings a wealth of experience with 23-5-1. Danish Dynamite is the Brazil killer. The Braziller. No. Am I crazy? Am I just betting with my heart here, or are we both leaning the hive mind on Randy Brown?
Oh, come on, my brother. How you know me? You know. I think that was a rhetorical question for the people, okay? We know we are Team Rude Boy. Gotta go with Randy Brown here, man. And I'd be hard-pressed to bet against him, right? In any scenario, against anybody, any night, on any planet. I'm going with my boy Randy Rude Boy Brown. But most specifically here, I mean, looking at the X's and O's, Randy's still only 34 years young. He's still in his prime. He's got a lot to prove still. Meanwhile, his opponent, Nicolas Dalby, Danish Dynamite, just like the name Dynamite. I mean, we're not using dynamite nowadays, y'all. Okay, he's a little bit outdated at 40 years old. I know, it's a cheap shot. Okay, but hey, listen, we're Team Randy Rude Boy. Okay, this is a Randy Brown podcast. Okay, so forgive the slander. All right, all things considered, that is concerning. Okay, 6+ years older than his opponent, gonna have 4 inches of height disadvantage, and that is also going to translate to the reach as well. So that's going to be a problem when you got a guy like Randy Rude Boy Brown in front of you who's moving around and he has that reach. So you really have to risk something to get in there. And how much risk can you get before, the opponent finds the reward that he's looking for? And that's your chin. And I think Randy's going to find a way to get it done. He's slick. He can make those oh shit moments. And even if we have to go a full 15 like we saw, it was a split, tough decision loss to a Brian Battle. It was a battle, right? He may have lost the battle, but he's going to win the war. Okay, so give me some Randy Rude Boy Brown. He's got all the tools. And this just feels like a matchup that is just it's like a perfect bounce back. I don't want to call it that way. Nothing's a gimme, right? No gimmies around here. But this certainly feels like a fight that he could go out there, make a statement, and hopefully catapult back into the conversation. But that's where I'm at. Let's go, Rude Boy. And if you're listening, please answer the DMs. We see 5-10 minutes of your time tomorrow. We'll squeeze it in, no problem. If it's too late, please let us know next week after you whoop some ass. Please. We love you.
Either way, whenever, wherever, we're down to have you on, brother. And good luck on Saturday against Danish Dynamite, Nicolas Dalby. We know the Rude Boy is going to go out there and blow that dynamite up. You already know what it is. Let's go. The title run starts now. I think the reach, I think the height, I think the crispness of the boxing, the footwork, it's going to prove to be too much. That jab that Randy Rude Boy Brown throws, it is one of the better jabs, especially in the welterweight division. Maybe in MMA, right? It's nasty stuff. We saw it on display against one of the best boxers in the UFC in Jackie 3 names. Right, Nano? Jackie de la Malale. So, yeah, give me Randy Rude Boy Brown in this one. He is sitting at a minus 265. So, hard to bet on, because if you put 50 on that, get 68.86 back. Not a huge return. I thought about doing it inside the distance, but Danish Dynamite, he's pretty durable, and that's making me lean away from it. But this next one, this next one might be one to bet on.
I like it.
We got a middleweight bout between Michel Pereira, my fearless consigliere, Michel, coming in against Abus Magomedov. If you didn't get that last joke, you're too young for him, bro. It was from Dodgeball. This is a huge fight with title implications. I feel like whoever wins this fight is maybe 2 to 3 fights away from a title shot, with all due respect. Juice Man in the house.
The juice is
What's up, players? What's up, Juice? The juice is loose. Let's fucking go, baby. Let's fucking go. Man. With that being said, Nano, take the lead on this one and tell the people who you got. Do you have the crazy wild man in Michel Pereira, or do you have Abus Magomedov with the more grounded game plan?
The more grounded approach. Yeah, man. This is a fun one. This is two dogs going at it, leaving it all in the octagon. Two guys with a lot of experience, a fuck ton of experience, pardon my French. But I am leaning the consigliere, the man, the myth, the Michel Pereira, Demolidor. Okay, I do think he's going to find a way to get it done. He's special, and he's proven as long as he stays focused and grounded, he can find a way to get the job done. I mean, the dude is, again, I'm going to just reiterate again, special athlete, special talented fighter, has all the skills, and it was a little too flashy for his own good, right? And unfortunately, we did see him lose about 6 months ago to an Anthony Hernandez. But I don't know if Abus, I can say that 10 different ways. I don't know. I got stuck on that.
Abus.
I was trying to make a joke of like, no, there's just no way around it here. Magomedov, man. I mean, he poses a lot of threats as well, but I don't know the path to victory for him. I think Michel is just so gosh darn physical and strong. He's going to try to make it muddy and mess with him. He's going to give him that meat and potatoes. I mean, Michel's going to eat that all day. He's just too explosive. Like it's like trying to wrestle a bear, right? It's like trying to tackle an alligator. It's like you just simply can't do it. They're too squiggly, too squirmish out there, too goddamn strong, like a jungle cat. So I like Michel. I think he's gonna find a way to get it done. We on the same page here, my brother?
Man, I also like Michel here. This might be the only time in my betting prowess that I've ever liked Michel here. I look, Michel Pereira is one of those guys that's definitely chaos incarnated, right? Him versus Abus Magomedov is another one of these chaos versus calculated violence. Magomed is a patient sniper, long, technical, dangerous, got a piston-like jab, clean counters, but he's shown a tendency to fade in the later rounds, especially when the pace picks up. Enter Michel Pereira, the pacemaker, right? The reformed wild man who's evolved from flying knees and backflips into a ever so slightly more composed, explosive striker with solid takedown defense and cardio. Michel's volume, his movement, the ability to mix it up, I think that's really going to prove to be the difference maker here, Nano. Especially when he can drag this into the second half of the fight. I think as soon as it gets past minute number 7, Abus is going to be in danger. I think the best bet here is going to be Michel Pereira money line, which of course you can get right now at -142. Smart man's pick. If you wanted a little high reward parlay, let's see here. Let's see what I can cook up. Let's go Michel Pereira money line. Yeah, I'm feeling something right now. Got an idea here. Michel Pereira money line. We're going to go. Let's see here. Evan Elder money line. And then we're going to go. The anchor. Let's see here. Fight props. Matt Schnell versus Jimmy Flick. Fight does not go the distance. Is -380. Oof. Well, I mean, Vegas obviously thinks I'm right there. I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to do Matt Schnell. We're going to do a 3 money line parlay here. Michel Pereira, Evan Elder, Matt Schnell on the fly parlay here. We're going to do 1 unit on that. All 3 money line plus 286 on those odds. If you do 50 on it, you get 193.35 out of that. Not bad, folks. So I think I may have just cooked, as the kids say, with that one. So we're gonna go ahead and throw that one in, and feeling good about it. And with that being said, folks, we're hive minding, so we're just gonna go ahead and move into the next one. It's a featherweight bout between Giga, Chikadze, and David Onama. Wow. Man, I feel like I've seen David Onama fight so many times since that joke has happened in live action. My goodness. Before we jump into this one, let's jump into the chat. Juiceman said, Prates by KO, please. Bro, I'm buying a pack of cigarettes tomorrow for that fight. I haven't smoked in like 10 years. But Prates fight night. Got to do it, whiskey and cigs. Lethal Sugar, I'm taking a boost via robbery. Dang. What are the odds for Prates? Said Juice Man. About plus 100 on Prates. Odds were better earlier in the week. You're not wrong. We did lock some in earlier this week. Probably going to lock a little bit more in tonight. As of right now on DraftKings Sportsbooks, which we are not sponsored by, but hope to someday be, it is plus 110 for the money line on Carlos Prates. But if I were to be so bullish as to say, folks, why don't we just look at these other odds real quick? Fight to not go the distance is minus 210. That's a pretty easy one, I feel. And then winning method, you could just pick outright our guy, Carlos Prates, inside the distance on that one. Let's see here. Method of victory. Double chance. Oh, yeah. To win by KO or submission, you can get him at plus 150. Juice Man. Not too bad. Plus 150 is not too bad. I think, did we lock him in at like plus 141, plus 181, something like that?
Pull it up right now. Let's see.
I think we got it at plus 141.
Actually, plus 114.
Oh, never mind. So yeah, the odds weren't even that great. So you didn't miss out that much, Juice Man. And with that being said, Nano, you got David Onama or you got Giga Kick himself? Giga Chikadze.
Man, this is an interesting one. I hate to bet against a David Onama, but I do like my Georgian, the original Georgian, the OG, the original Georgian there in Giga. I like Giga. Can't you see? Something about his name just hypnotized me. Thank you, brother. Thank you. That's where my head's at, man. I think he has a skill set. I think he has all the tools to be able to go out there and get it done. I mean, Giga's only fighting the best of the best, right? His losses are to a Calvin Kattar years ago, and then more recently an Arnold Allen. But he took Arnold Allen to a decision. And these are guys that are fighting the who's of the who's, the cream of the crop. Okay. And I'm not trying to disregard a David Onama. Again, he's the underdog, or I mean, he's a slight favorite. He's the younger fighter. He's got a lot of slick finishes. He's on a 3-fight win streak. Things look pretty, but he did lose to our boy Nate the Train. Okay, let it be known, if he's in there with the junkyard dog, things may not go right for David Onama. And that's actually kind of might have been back when the Onama might have started, or maybe it was before that. Was it that fight? Or
that no, it was that fight. It was that fight, and we did bet on Nate the Train. So
well, it's fitting. Maybe it's a little bit of a poetic justice here, but I'm hopping back on that train there. Chugga. Give me some Giga, man. Give me some Giga Chikadze. I like this underdog. I don't know what it is, man. I'm going my gut. Maybe my heart a little bit. Might have to drink some sorrows away with this one, but that's where my head's at.
I'm not mad at it, man. I'm not mad at it at all. And I'm with you. I'm against David Onama in this one. I think our guy gets it done, man. Giga Chikadze gets it done inside the distance, in my opinion. It's a straight up striker's delay, right? highlight reel potential. Chikadze is one of the most technical kickboxers in the division. The Giga kick is something to behold. It's basically, if you've done Muay Thai, it is a roundhouse kick. That's what it is. It's a roundhouse kick to the body. He just does it really, really, really freaking well, man. So the Giga kick, it's sniper-like the way he throws it. He's a master of range control, doesn't waste movement or time, but he's coming off a long layoff. It adds a bit of a question mark, bit of an asterisk. On the flip side, David Onama is pure fucking chaos. He's explosive, unpredictable, and he carries legitimate knockout power, right? He's dangerous when he's allowed to blitz forward and fight in bursts, but he can struggle against disciplined, rangy fighters who don't bite down on his brawling style. If Giga stays composed, which he probably will, picks his shots, which he probably will, and manages distance, which he usually does, it's his fight to lose. If Onama turns it into a war early on, he's got a puncher's chance to win and shock the crowd, but best bet here, Giga Chikadze by KO/TKO, especially if you're able to get some good odds on it, which I think we probably can here. So yeah, give me Giga inside the distance on this one. You can get Giga inside the distance for plus 500 odds as of right now. Not a bad play. I'll probably go ahead and just smash a half unit on that one, just because I'm feeling pretty bullish on it. I think Giga's got the power to get it done. We've seen Onama fade in the past, and I think that we're likely to see him fade again in the present. So give me the Onama killer, Giga Chikadze, in this one. Let's go. There you go. Plus 650 for you. Lock it in, brother. Lock it in, Juice Man. Yeah. Giga might be the dog of the week here. Juice Man said, will you be live streaming this weekend? I will not. My boy Drew is in town, and I may or may not be going up to LA to watch the fights with an old homie that moved there from the Bay Area. So we will see. We will see. Now, that being said, I do have a finisher parlay. Let's see here. I think we're going to do it the way that we did last week, where we kind of tailed these parlays together, where we're going to do a 2-pick and a 3-pick, and a 1-pick, just so we know we hit here. So let's see here. Go ahead and do, this is money. We're going to do a half unit on Carlos Prates inside the distance. Right? We're already hammering the house home on him on the money line. So this is the beginning of this parlay. We're going to do Carlos Prates inside the distance. We're going to do Giga Chikadze inside the distance, plus 500. That already turns it into a plus 1400 here. Right? So we're going to do a half unit on that. Boom. Love the way that looks. That's nice. So again, if your units are $50 and you're putting 25 on it, that's 375 back in your wallet when that hits, folks. Now we're going to get into a little bit tricky waters here. And that's only if you think it's tricky waters. We're going to put a minus on here. There we go. That brings the odds up to plus 2,704. And as always, we're going to do a half unit on it. So again, if your half units are $25, that is $701.08 back in your wallet if and when this hits. Again, Carlos Prates inside the distance, Matt Schnell inside the distance, Giga Chikadze inside the distance. Oh man, I'm really liking where this is going.
It's going to be a violent Saturday. Let's go.
Violent Saturday. It's going to be a violent Saturday and a happy Saturday. We're going to make back some of this money we spent in Japan here, folks. Speaking of making it back and giving it back, Nano. This is going to be a really interesting fight in the co-main event of the evening in the light heavyweight division between Anthony Lionheart Smith coming in against Zhang Mingyang, brother, my brother.
Man, I don't know if you're ready for one. Might need to pour one up for this co-main event. I'm a little thirsty, but also
I'm ready
in honor of Lionheart and Well, there's only one alpha predator in the flock, and I don't know if Lionheart, Anthony Smith, is that said alpha predator anymore. And it's sad, man. It's sad to see him continuing to go out there like this, man. I
should change the music.
We might need to, because Lionheart's going up against a mountain tiger, and I don't think he's prepared to face a mountain tiger. Those mountain tigers are vicious now. They're big. They roam the mountains. They eat billy goats. If you've seen billy goats, they're big. Big old billy goats. Bunch of protein.
Big old baby Billy.
Big old
baby Billy. So, all right. I poured one up for Lionheart. Win, lose, or draw. We appreciate it all. Lionheart. Cheers to you.
To the good times. To the good times. And to being a DQ away from being the champion. People don't forget.
Like I hit the no chaser. Whew.
I know that. I'm out of water. Stranded on an island.
I know that.
But thank y'all for being here. We appreciate y'all. As always, like, subscribe, tell your friends. And tell us how you feel about this card.
I mean, tell these people how you feel about this fight.
I'm intrigued. I am intrigued. I'm intrigued to see how much Lionheart has left in the tank. But the reality is, and like I said earlier, it's just one of those things. Like, what are we doing? Why are we fighting a guy that's literally a decade younger than you? He's 26 years old. This guy has not lost since joining the UFC. In the road to UFC, he won. This man hasn't sniffed a loss in years, okay? It's not good. It's not the kind of guy you want to be squared up against. And he has some nasty power, okay? If you go back and watch any of his last fights, Bredesen Hibiero, Ozzy Diaz, just goes out there and he just demolishes people. He's a big son of a gun. A little bit shorter than Anthony Smith. I'm surprised to see he's 6'4" on here, but it's not going to be good. Only 1 inch reach advantage, and I just truly believe it boils down to the durability piece, the motivation, and even just like strength and skills. I mean, it's like when you just boil it all down, you put it into a pot. This guy representing China, man, and Ming Yang Zhang, he's a problem. The Mountain Tiger is a problem. So thank you for allowing me to be on my soapbox for a little bit there with Lionheart. He's a legend. He's done everything you need to do in the octagon, and you have a career outside of it. Let's just keep doing that. Don't worry about it. It's a young man's game, okay?
I know that.
I know that. It's not your time. It's not your time.
When I'm spending a month in Thailand next year training at a Thai gym, I will definitely be feeling that. I will definitely be knowing that. I will not tell the people listening my age. Nor will I tell them the age I will be next year when that's happening. So, folks, look, we got to pay homage. We already did the shot, right? Anthony Lionheart Smith steps into the octagon for the final time in what's being billed as his retirement fight, right? He's not going to go out easy. He's not going to go out without a fight, literally and figuratively. He's taking on Chinese powerhouse Zhang Mingyang. Smith is a true veteran of the sport, though. Over 50 professional fights. He's 38-21. Man is a beast. He's known for his grit, his heart, his slick submission game. He's been in there with the best of the best, including the John Joneses of the world. He could have easily taken the easy way out and said, hey, I was DQ'd. He cheated. Give me that belt. But he didn't. He chose not to. On the other hand, Zhang is a knockout artist. Big power, aggressive combinations, but he's still relatively untested at this level in the UFC. The big question is, can Smith weather the early storm and drag his opponent into the deep waters? The test is, can the young gun withstand the onslaught of Anthony Smith early? Can he maintain his composure? Or will Anthony Smith spoil the up-and-comer's night? Right? It's either Zhang spoiling the retirement party with an early finish, or Anthony Smith spoiling the up-and-comer's run and dragging him into the deep waters. Either way, this one's going to be an emotional fight, folks. High stakes, absolutely must watch TV. And I mean, I don't know. I don't know why I feel like the smart bet here is going to be that the fight does not go the distance, right? Smith's been in a lot of wars. Too many wars to coast to a decision. And Zhang is all offense all the time. Someone's probably going to go out in this one, in my opinion. But either way, shout out to Anthony Smith, the Lionheart, a true warrior, never ducked a tough fight, win, lose, or draw. He leaves behind a legacy of grit, toughness, heart, and class. And shout out to that, man. We love the people that leave it all out there in the cage. And we appreciate everything they do for us as fans. So shout out to Anthony Lionheart Smith. Excited to watch this fight. Giuliano Argenti says, yo, passing through. Smith dies. Might make it to a second round, though. Oof. Man, my guy.
Yo, Giuliano.
That's tough.
Good to have you.
That's tough. Love to see you in the chat, but man, that's a tough take. That being said,
it's going to be a rough night for him for sure.
It's going to be a tough night. It's not going to be an easy one. That's for damn sure. But Giuliano, let us know what your thoughts are on this main event of the evening against Ian Machado Garry versus Carlos Prates. This one is going to be arguably one of the funnest fights of the year, right? Either way, there's going to be a lot of talking, probably inside of the octagon and outside of the octagon. And this is just a striker's delight, right? But at the same time, it could also go to the mats and be a very, very fun grappling exchange. A lot of scrambles. Nano, you called out that last shot for the main event. I know we said we had a couple more left. I mean, we'd be remiss. We'd be remiss if we didn't do one for the whiskey drinking, cigarette smoking Carlos Prates, who Giuliano Argenti is properly on. And fun fact, that's my dog of the week in the dog competition. The fact that we're getting him at dog odds, my goodness. I would venture to guess after tonight, maybe tomorrow, we lose that dog odds ability, right? I think it's going to end up turning into a pick'em here. A lot of money's probably going to start pouring in. I mean, we've already seen the number slide down ever so slightly. It's almost a pick'em right now, minus 130 versus a plus 110 in Carlos Prates. I like Prates here. And I'm going to tell you why after we line up this shot. Nano, I've already done a couple of cheers. You do the cheers here, my friend.
I appreciate it, my brother. So if you're listening, all 41 of you, 42 including you, 43 including myself, and if you're tuning in later on, raise one up, whether it's of the adult beverage, whether it's of the kid variety, whether it's just good old-fashioned water. Stay hydrated, y'all. Stay going, stay growing, right? Keep going, keep growing. We say that a lot around here. And most importantly, spread positivity, spread happiness, and come Saturday night, spread the word that violence is going on. So shout out to UFC, shout out you all. Salute.
Shout out Fighting Nerds.
Shout out Fighting Nerds, baby. Oh, do need a little water for this. It's getting a little back to back. I'm not Superman.
Getting a little spicy over here. Man. Giuliano Argenti said Prates is better everywhere. I'd elaborate, but I got to go for real. Dropping my prediction by tomorrow morning latest. And yeah, the line is going to move a bit in Prates' favor. Good panel we did that time. Peace. Yeah, brother. Appreciate having you on the show. And appreciate your thoughts here in the chat. I'll try and tune in tomorrow. I have a friend in town and I will be working, but I'll try and tune in, my friend. Lethal Sugar said Ming Yang at minus 200 for KO is disgusting. Yeah, you're not wrong. I almost vomited in my mouth right now. Yeah, I mean, the minus 200 on that just feels unwarranted, right? Let's call a spade here. But with that, Nano, give me your breakdown of this main event of the evening.
Yeah, man. Similar to what Giuliano was mentioning there in the chat, Prates is pretty much what I feel is probably a little bit better. And I don't know everywhere, but in most places where it matters, right? But to take a quick step back, going into this main event, a little bit of a makeshift, right? It was a interesting path getting here, right? Originally, it was going to be John Mahal and Khalil Roundtree's card with a little sprinkle of Carlos Prates versus Neil Magny. And that enticed me as itself, right? Because Carlos Prates, just like all the other fighting nerds, hence the glasses, but just a bunch of enigmas, right? And the thing with Carlos Prates is I'm curious if this is a flash in the pan or if he is the real deal Holyfield. I mean, the thing with him that's a little different than Ian Machado, Garry, is like two different paths to get here, which is really, really cool to see. Carlos Prates, finished product, came in at 29 years old and has just been whooping dudes' asses. He's 31 years old now. He is one of the elite strikers in the entire octagon, in the entire roster, all of UFC, all of the world. This guy has some of the heaviest, just nastiest hands and just feels like a true fighter. Like he was born to be a fighter. He's motivated. Obviously, we see the cigarettes and we see all the joking around. And there were some pretty savage clips we were seeing online where Ian Machado Garry's going golfing and he's doing all this content as he should. He's a pro. He's doing all this thing, getting his endorsements, and he has his channels and all this stuff. And then it just goes over to Carlos Prates and he's training. And I just got a flashback of Rocky 3. It's the glitz and the glamour versus the junkyard dog in the rundown gym with a broken light, with no AC, nothing but hard fucking work and sweat and determination and some stogies and whiskey on the downtime. Because come on, you got to have balance in life, right? You work hard, play hard, y'all. What are we talking about here? So you got to love it, right? He's an enigma. And now
some would say he's a bit of an MMA anomaly.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. I was flirting with it. It was right there. Slap me in the face. No filter, baby. MMA anomaly. And perfect representation. We might have something coming down the pike with the little Carlos Prates and Ian Garry. Stay tuned, y'all. Not to get too ahead of myself. But as I catch my breath, man, Ian Machado Garry, the young boy, the bright-eyed, blue-eyed, blonde-haired boy that came in the octagon 4 years ago at 23 years young, right? With all the bushy tail and all the hype and I'm the next Connor, this, that, the other. I love to see where he is now, right? He's evolved. He's now a guy that, in my opinion, win, lose, or draw, I'm going to sit and I'm going to watch the Ian Machado Garry fight. He may not always win, but he's out there and he's humble. He's willing to go out and call it as it is, right? If he thinks he's going to win, he thinks he's the best, he's willing to fucking challenge himself. And this is a perfect representation, right? Somebody that is taking this fight on short notice, coming off a tough loss against one of the baddest motherfuckers in the world, a Shavkat Rakhmonov, which maybe gave him some hope and some confidence to say, you know what? Like he mentioned in that post-fight conference, I deserve to be here. And maybe he does. But the thing that is, as I'm gonna dish it back to you, I'm on my soapbox here, but this is a fun one, right? We gotta ring the towel. We gotta rant a little bit.
It's a spicy one. It's a spicy one. Give the people that flavor.
We got to give them some flavor. We got to add all the flavors to it, right? Because that's how you get the jambalaya here going, right? That's how you get it mixed up. And that's what we're going to do. We'll see a lot of mixing it up, but Carlos is going to have a forward reach advantage, even though Ian Machado Garry is a few inches taller than Carlos. So that in and of itself is going to pose some problems. I'm going to leave the X's and O's to you, my brother. Curious to hear how you see this one going. And let us know how you're feeling in the chat, y'all. You know, there's 40 of us listening, and I know Giuliano had to leave, but we appreciate his 2 cents when he was here. Lethal Sugar already hopping back in. We appreciate it, my brother. Props to Garry for taking this fight, though. Seriously. No, real talk. Fucking legendary. Kept the card alive.
But did you see the comment before that?
Oh, jeez. What does it say? I can't read it. Oh.
We might finally see Ian get slept. Oh, yes. But props to Garry for taking the fight, though. I know that. Yeah. You already know what it is. Oh, man. This fight, Nano, as always, great breakdown. Great fucking breakdown. I mean, can we give the man a round of applause, folks? Come on. Let's go. Now, with that being said, it's main event time, folks. Things are about to get super spicy. I already told you this is a spicy fucking fight, right? Carlos Prates versus Ian Garry is a striker's delight. It is a chess match with real consequences in the welterweight division and in the welterweight rankings. Ian, the future Garry, should really change himself into the present, right? Because that's what he is. He's not the future. He is the now. He has talked the talk and so far walked the walk. And I know what you're thinking. Olin, you usually talk shit about Ian Garry. What the cuck is going on here? And you'd be right. Usually I'm a bit of a hater on Garry. But hey, he's sniper-like with the striking game. He's flashy. He's got underrated fight IQ inside of the cage. And he's slick with his movement. He's got precise counters. My boy Drew called it out just the other day. Shout out, this is Drew. He fights like someone who's always 2 steps ahead. But Carlos Prates is a different kind of problem, right? If you watch somebody beat that ass at checkers, that is Ian Garry. And then enter Carlos Prates. Let me adjust my glasses for this one. The fighting nerd. Okay? He's someone who plays chess when others play checkers. He's a different kind of problem. He's long, he's rangy, he's a knockout artist with lethal Muay Thai and serious power in every single limb. That's why we call it the art of 8 limbs, folks. Prates doesn't just win, Nano and listeners. He finishes, okay? When he hits people, they don't move. He's not coming to knock you out. He's coming to hurt you. He's not coming to eat. He's coming to devour. He's not coming to put you down. He's coming to put you away. Okay? And if you're a train, he's not coming to stop the train. He's coming to fucking derail it. The key here, range and pressure for both men. If Garry can manage the distance and frustrate Prates with movement, you know what? I'm going to throw it out. There are no keys to victory for Ian Garry because Carlos Prates is going to smoke him the same way he smokes a fucking stogie, folks. He's going to go out there, he's going to light it at the tip, and he's going to burn it until there's nothing left but a butt on the fucking mat, kid. That is what's going to happen. And once the butt hits the mat, the shot hits the back. It's over. Carlos Prates is going to go out there and get it done. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Okay? If you told me tonight, Nano, I don't know, man, Carlos Prates is coming in with a 3.5-inch reach disadvantage, I'd still take him. And he has the 3.5-inch reach advantage. The best thing about him is not his power. It's not his speed. It's not his shot selection. Oh, by the way, all 3 of those things are fucking world class. It's his brain. It's this, right? It's the way that he sees things. It's his brain and his eyes. And I hate John Jones, but I'll tell you that's 2 of the best things that he brings to the octagon too. He sees openings that nobody else sees, and he's able to react on them with the way that his brain fires synapses and fucking movements down the rest of his fucking system. Like the way that he's able to see things and just capitalize on them, it's nasty. He's able to pull down your hand and land that cross shot before you even realize it's coming. Before you even realize he's pulled down your guarding hand, you're eating the shot. And as soon as you eat that shot and your brain registers, I just got hit, there's another one. And you're just another Neil Magny. You're just another Carlos the Leech. Or sorry, Li Jingliang, the Leech, who'd never been finished. That Carlos Prates went out there and didn't finish. He finished him easily. He made it look like everybody else who had ever fought him should have been able to do it. That's how easy he made it look. Like he doesn't go out there and beat people. He makes them look like they don't belong in the same octagon as him. He's the best fighting nerd. People are looking at Rufy. People are looking at Jean Silva. Chef's kiss. I fucking love them both. They're fantastic to watch. And Caio Borralho, I've met him twice. Class act. Great dude. Love watching him. But the one we should all really be talking about is the one that's going to be stepping in there on Saturday night and taking a huge shot of whiskey after he brings home that fucking W. Let's go. It's Carlos Prates all night for me. And I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it.
Fucking great breakdown, brother. Let's go. You got me hyped up,
I'm
man.
fired up, bro.
You're feeling the same way in the chat, man. This guy, he gets it, man. He's rejuvenated. I thought he'd be jet lag coming back from Japan, but no, not today. Not tonight. Let's go, baby. Day 1 back on U.S. soil, and I'm feeling it, baby. I'm feeling it. See you at the top. I'm feeling that Michael Chandler energy this night, brother. Raider also said, Ian is lengthy.
Brother, he is.
He's got some length.
But Carlos is longer. He's stronger. And brother, I mean, he's going to ground and pound him out like his name should have been King Konger. Let's go, baby. It's about to go down. Lethal Sugar said, the only area I see Garry doing well is on the ground, but Prates has been with fighting nerds and he must be getting good wrestling BJJ work. Brother, my guy Drew said this the other day too. He's like, maybe the ground game. Dude, that's fine. That's fine. Ian Garry's a great grappler and he trains with like the Damian Mayas of the world and such. And that's fine. Do you think the guys he's training with, even if Charles Oliveira is his main training partner, are as strong as Caio Borralho? Because if you do, I would tell you I think you're wrong. With all due respect, respectfully. I think he's getting really good rounds of wrestling in BJJ. And head kick from Garry to ground and pound?
Ooh, it can happen.
Brother.
Ooh. Hey, it can happen.
You're upsetting me right now.
We got to burst our bubble.
bro.
No, hey, I wouldn't listen, man. There's gonna be violence come Saturday night. We're gonna he's gonna be throwing that kick around. I mean, they both are gonna throw a variety of strikes when it comes to the knees, the elbows, all of it. We're gonna see it all Saturday. He's just saying. He's just laying it out.
My guy.
Play it out.
Look. Also, I'm going to tell you right now. At the beginning of the show, I had 2 units on Carlos Prates. I'm putting 8 units on him now.
So I'm doubling down.
Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
Don't you put that curse on me.
Oh, man. I hope you have kids. I hope one day you feel this pain. Dude, Ricky Bobby was ahead of his time.
Fatality.
Literally the best.
Dude.
Well,
I need to get some Ricky Bobby sound effects.
Oh, we do.
I do see Pats for Ian Garry. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah, exactly.
I just think that they're very, very slim. I think if you run this fight 10 times, Ian Garry wins it once, maybe twice at best. The reach is what really, really stirs me up, man. I think if it was even on reach, it's a bit closer.
I feel that.
Right?
Yeah,
a bit closer.
I feel that. Yeah,
but
I think I would give our boy Ian maybe a little more credit. You said maybe once or twice. I give a maybe 4. It's close. These are 2 of the best. Like the numbers won't suggest it. Obviously, Carlos Prates isn't as highly ranked as Ian Machado Garry, but Ian is a bad motherfucker. Like what he was able to do with Shavkat Rakhmonov. I mean, he was able to take him the distance. He was able to fight off some of the grappling, and he looked good on the ground. Like he was strategic. He knew when to explode. He was making the right moves. Like some people get on the ground and they look like a fish out of water, right? I think we all know a lot of those fighters, right? Even our favorite striking fighters, they don't have that in their pedigree. But it was mentioned in the comments earlier, like he's been really sharpening that part of his game. I assume, and we can only hope, and we will find out Saturday how much Carlos has been doing that as well. Because again, especially when you just think back, right? If you aren't going to go back and rewatch a lot of the fights, I mean, Carlos usually doesn't get threatened a lot in those areas, but he doesn't really have to, right? He just goes out there and just is starching people. So Ian's going to have to eat a couple, and when he does, hopefully he is still there. Hopefully he doesn't completely get knocked from his consciousness or even lose his footing or whatever, because if Carlos smells blood in the water, he's a shark and he will go out there for the kill. But if he could take a punch or two and kind of earn some of that respect from Carlos, get him moving backwards, it can get wonky, right? I mean, even decisions, you never know, right? Ian might get the nod. I don't know. I mean,
look. I'll be honest with you, brother. I got to kick you off the soapbox for 5 seconds here, because if we didn't see the Li Jingliang fight, I would agree with you on all fronts. But we saw him eat 41 significant strikes from the Leech, and the Leech is not a scrub.
It's fair.
Those same and they weren't like I'm bombarding forward with shots. Like some of those were like making Carlos miss, pull, and landing across straight to the dome. And Carlos is like, and he just moves forward. Like is creepy, bro. How he eats them, like he eats them like they're a spoonful of fucking Cinnamon Toast Crunch in the morning, bro. Like, they're delicious. Give me more. They're not a problem for me. He's got an endless gullet for those things. I'm worried for Garry, bro. But I do think it's going to be a fun fight. And I'll pull up the comment that was said earlier. And that's this. Props to Garry for taking this fight, though. Seriously. It feels like Christmas came early. And either way, this is a fight that just has title implications written all over it. Whoever wins this fight is going to get a fast track to the title. We both know this. So, with that being said, folks, that's it for the fights. I'm so stoked to be back in the States, if only because of this show and because of all the people that I love chatting with in the States and unlimited data to do that. So, folks, we appreciate each and every one of you for being here. There's over 40 of you watching right now live. If you're watching the replay, we appreciate you equally as much. Leave us a comment in the chat below. Please let us know who you think is going to win these fights. Who are your biggest bets of the night? Who are you feeling most bullish on? Do you like any dogs? Are you betting on all the favorites? Either way, we'd love to hear about it, and we appreciate each and every one of you. And if you haven't done it already, make sure you smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, and as we say, smash that bell for notifications, folks. Last but certainly not least, before we call it a night, all that we ask is that you keep on going and you keep on growing, folks. We'll see you next time.
You've been listening to the MMAnomaly Show. No filter. As you may have been able to tell, we dig the MMA, and our passion is to dive deep into the upcoming fights, give you our expert breakdowns, and help you make sense of all the chaos that is the fight game. We hope you've enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to like, rate, and review. We'll be back soon, but in the meantime, make sure to find us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch at MMAnomaly. Be cool, and we'll see you next time.